Righto, this time I have an alternative to the Christmas turkey. If the turkey is just too big for you, I've got something that will do nicely. I'm making turkey meatballs. Now the great thing about the turkey meatballs is you can flavour them to whatever flavours you like. Go to your heart's content, and it's basically flavour them to the flavours that you need. So if you are, everything's tasting bland, for instance, you can add in mountains of flavours to this. If everything is tasting really dry, you can make these so they're as moist as ever. So just a bigger flavour hit than what you'll get in a big, huge roast turkey. I know you can flavour the turkey under the skin, but this can be a bigger hit. It's also not as large as a turkey, so you can make a really, really nice looking meal, but it's smaller and it looks more manageable. Now, as I said, I'm doing cranberries in this. Put your hand up if you think cranberries are sweet. These, make no mistake about it, are tart little beggars. I'll just have a look down that camera there. Absolutely tart. Now I'm using, as you can probably see here, it's a kind of fresh cranberry. Can't find fresh cranberries here in Australia, so I've got the frozen ones from the supermarket. Those little ones that you get in the packets have all been soaked in a sugar syrup, so they seem really sweet. These are not. So if you're having, say, metallic taste or bitter taste, you can still have these, and you might still want the cranberries in it, but you'll need to sweeten it with something. So today I'm going to be sweetening it with a bit of orange juice. Now in the real world, I would have remembered to have bought, say, pears or peaches, but I forgot. So I have oranges, so I'm going to be using the oranges in this one. Now, going to be also doing a the quick method of cooking. It's not lazy, it's just making the most of your energy resources and not using them up during the cooking process. So what I'm going to do with these cranberries is pop them into my little whizzy blender here. There we go, they're still a little bit frozen. Pop the lid on. I just want to chop them up, not too fine, it's however they come out really. And that should do it. There we go. They end up looking like that. I'm going to pop those into my bowl here. Ooh, I don't have an apron on, and this is bright red. It's like my arch nemesis, which is beetroot, which I'm going to be making up to go with this, and I was really surprised at the flavour combination. I'm going to be making up a beetroot risotto. The colour of these two together is sensational, but the taste is even better. Just pop that down here. There we go. Into that bowl, I have my turkey mince here. I've already used up half of it because I've made half of this already. So normally this would be 500 grams of turkey mince, and the cranberries would be 1 cup. So I'm just going to pop all of this into a bowl. That into there. Put that back down here. Okay, I am also going to put in, now you need something that's going to bind it. I'm not going to use an egg. Today I'm going to use, these are white chia seeds. So those white chia seeds will bind it nicely. Look, you can whiz these up to make them ground. I wouldn't bother, just pop them in. Just after you put these in and you go to roll them up, you might want to leave it just for a minute for those chia seeds to soak in some of the moisture and bind that all together. The alternative to using chia seeds, another one, is ground flax seed or flax meal. Now I would use that probably in something that's darker. Look, you can see that that's really dark, and that'll turn these quite a dark colour, and I want to keep them sort of a bit whitish if I can. But that's a really good alternative, and these things bind just as well as an egg. Just wanted to use something a bit different today. And also have 2 cloves of garlic. This is 1 clove because I've halved the recipe. That can go in there too. And going to add a little bit of salt, bit of pepper to taste. This is freshly ground black pepper, which is one of my favourite smells in the world. Now, wanted a bit of sweetness in there. I've got a orange here. I'm actually just going to get a bit of the zest off first, because I like oranges. We don't get clementines here in Australia. If I could find a clementine, I'd be using that. But you know, this is Australia, never seen one here. Let me know if you can get them in Australia and where from, but none the wiser as to where to get them. Okay, so we'll have a bit. Oh, you can see I've actually I've used a bit of zest off this the other day too. Oh, that rocks that table, doesn't it? So I'm not very good at squeezing in these things, as you can see. Oh, let's just save that from going all over me then. Keep my hand down here. There we go. Gee whiz, it's a bit mucky today. And the other thing I'm going to put into here too is I've got some nice big fat sage leaves, because turkey and sage, you know, they're one of the best things. Now you can probably, I'll move that over to there and try not to rock this table too much. See my very poor knife skills. If you are a chef, please don't write in. I understand they're not very good. And yes, I am just as surprised as you are that I haven't taken a finger off by now. Okay. Look, you could do this in your little whizzy blender as well, which I prefer to do, quite frankly, because I don't have to chop anything. I'm going to put in a bit of parsley as well. We don't have a fancy set or a fancy studio. Decided to do it on the table here because I can get a blank wall behind me and then I can put a nice design on it post-production, or somebody will do that for me. The kitchen it's a bit of an odd colour. It doesn't come out very well on camera, so we'll use something else. Okay, so that's all that needs to go into there. I don't think I've forgotten anything. If I have, you'll find it in the recipe on the website. But that's the basic lot. Now, I have a hard time touching raw meat. I just can't do it without gloves. So, gloves we are. Oh, I've got my baking tray just here too. I've lined it. Now, you can cook these in a fry pan. That would be fine. These are going to go in the oven, 175 degrees for 18 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on the size of the balls you make. It's sort of about golf size or a bit, golf ball size or a bit bigger. And you could also, I guess, you know, steam them. But in the oven, you can cover them with foil if you want to keep a lot of that moisture in there, and you need that extra moisture if you have a dry mouth or a dry throat. This is really moist mixture. If you think it's too moist, I wouldn't actually add anything to soak up that moisture. Those chia seeds in the end will do the job. Just, you know, to start off with, they don't have much suction power, and you think that nothing's going to stick and bind together, but they will. And the colour stayed nice because I haven't used the brown flaxseed like I did the other day, and it just sort of looked all like a brown mushy ball mess. There we go, that's it there. Okay, so we're going to do, as I said, about, you know, you can actually make these up any size you like. I've done recipe before with, you know, a big meatball, so you could do that. Just need to cook it in the oven for a bit longer, a bit lower. But these are coming out. The colour's really, really pretty. I think this will make, I think last time it made about 15 to 18, and that was with half the recipe. So you actually get quite a lot out of these. Look, right. Okay, so I'll continue on with the rest of those, and I'll be back and we'll be able to start the beetroot risotto. Turkey balls are out of the oven. Who wouldn't love this as an alternative sort of Chrissy dinner? I'm going to pop a couple of these on top, thyme on top, nice sprinkle. There we are. That's turkey and cranberry meatballs with a beetroot risotto. Great for all different sorts of side effects, particularly dry mouth and throat. You'll love this one.